What is going on, YouTube? What's up, YouTube, man? It's Black Sheep Entrepreneur here, where we elevate our mindset, we elevate our lifestyle. And I'm just driving. I'm driving, and I'm on a mission. It's Friday in my head. It's not really Friday, though. I want to talk a little bit about running your own business. For those of you that are just now dropping in, I'd like to just talk a little bit about running your own business and how much effort it takes to run your own business. Uh, it takes quite a bit of effort. Your days never seem to end. They seem to melt together and go on and on and on. Benefit wise, there are quite a few benefits. You don't have anybody to answer to. You're your own boss. You probably make more money working for yourself than working for somebody else. Guaranteed. So if I added up what I've made this week without taking away like money for gas and stuff like that, I've made 6, 8, 5, 9. I made like $1,000 in 3 days. It's not rich, it's not broke. But there's consequences to trying to run your own business. So if you try to go into a business like what I do, what I run, handyman business, property maintenance business, you have to be really good at talking to people. You have to be really good at making sure when you go to a job, it looks way better than when you left. Like when you leave a job, you want those people to be like, "Wow, that's what I do every time." Whenever I leave a job, whenever I leave a job, I make sure that the customer says, "Wow, damn, this shit looks good." For those of you just tuning in, talking a little bit about business and everything. Um, Everybody thinks your family, your friends, they all think that it's just easy peasy, like, you know, oh, you run your own business. Yeah, you know how much I put like 80 hours a week into this. But there are a lot of benefits. Like I said, my favorite benefit is you're your own boss. Nobody's telling you you're fired, you're hired, none of that. But you have to have the motivation to keep going, to keep pushing, the determination, the ambition, the will to keep going, to get more jobs, to advertise, to put signs up, to post on Facebook, to post on Nextdoor, to talk about it on YouTube and talk about it on TikTok. And you have to have that motivation. The days don't end early. People that run their own businesses pretty much work 7 days a week. I know I do. So if you own your own business, any kind of business like painting, pressure washing, landscape, you know, my dad does landscaping. Sorry, man. I got a lot of times, every time that I go live, like I'm trying to be with YouTube. I'm trying to be consistent with social media. Maybe you guys can hear me better now. I'm trying to be consistent with social media. I'm trying to be consistent with YouTube. I'm trying to be consistent with helping people grow their brand, grow their lives, just grow in general. People that have been through the struggle, people that, you know, have been through a lot of things that most people shouldn't even have to go through, but they put themselves through it. I try to stay consistent on these videos, on these lives. Well, every time I go live, I swear to God, like 20 people want to call me. Nobody calls me. Well, my phone's always ringing. Maybe I should put on Do Not Disturb. But you guys want to see the sunset here in Florida? Just real quick, I'll show you. Hold on. Boom. So here we have the sunset. Not that we're going to talk about sunsets. Hold on, we're about to get a little break. So there's the sunset, and then there's the ocean. Ocean. Welcome to Florida, baby. That's what we do around here. That is what we see every day, and a bunch of traffic. Um. Anyways, well, you guys gotta see that. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's freaking whoa, whoa. So beautiful. So I try to stay consistent on social media. This this brand was there. This channel was brought out to help others achieve greatness when a lot of people said that they weren't going to be great. A lot of people said they were fuck ups. A lot of people said that the people that are watching this channel or want to become part of this black sheep family, a lot of people say you can't do it or you're not going to do it. That's what this channel is about. This channel is for the ones that struggle, the ones that have made mistakes, but it's really about the ones that have burned through all that shit and say, you know what, that shit, man, I'm gonna really push. I'm gonna really keep going, and I'm gonna prove everybody wrong. Because when you have the mentality of I'm gonna prove everybody wrong, there's a couple mentality shifts that I love. I call them mentality shifts. I don't even know if that's really a thing. Socks with sandals? What? There's a couple mentality shifts that I believe in. I don't know what it is with the YouTube app, man, but it crashes all the time. You guys want to see this beautiful sunrise or sunset? I mean, should I say? Look at that. Tell me that's not beautiful. It looks like we're riding into heaven. You know, speaking of, oh my God, I gotta tell you this story, man. God has worked miracles in my life. Today I had to go to court, and God worked a miracle in my life today. I had to go to court for a traffic citation for driving on a suspended license. I didn't know my license was suspended. I got pulled over the day after my mom's funeral. Literally the same, within an hour of leaving my mom's funeral, I got pulled over by these cops. Almost went to jail. My license was suspended because of child support, blah, blah, blah. I thought I had paid it. I guess I didn't pay it. I lied. I knew I didn't pay it, but I just thought I didn't think they would trip on me like that. There's the truth. So, you know, I go to court last month. They say, hey, if you get your license back, we'll drop it or whatever. I got my license back and everything, but I was supposed to go to court on the 19th. So when in my head, I knew March 19th, I have to go to court for traffic court, or if I miss it, I'm going to jail. Simple as that. 19th. March 19th, I got to go to court. So here I am working, running my business, doing all this stuff. And next thing you know, I get this weird feeling in my stomach. And I want you to listen right now because it was that serious. I got this weird feeling in my stomach to go online and check out my actual court date. And the feeling was right because when I went on there, it said the 19th, which was today. And every time that I have to go to court, if I've ever had to go to court, which has been many times in my life, it's always been at 9 o'clock in the morning, which would have meant that I would have been late, right? Well, I made it there in time because it said 1:30. But what I'm saying is, like, I had this weird feeling in my stomach, so weird, to check this date. And by the time I looked at it, it was 12:58. I flew across the whole entire city. I drove 100 miles an hour to court today to get there on time. Because by the time I found out that I needed to be to court, I had 20 something minutes to get across the whole county. But I had this feeling in my gut. It said, look online and make sure your court date